Hey, what's up guys? Today we're working on a 2010 Yukon XL and do rear brake pads on it. This is my personal truck. Not changing rotors because like I said, it's my truck, I don't really care. But I'll show you how to swap the pads out real quick. All that noise is my kids playing around. But we're gonna get into it. If you like my content, please subscribe, like my videos. Thanks. So the first thing we're gonna do, since we're just doing pads, we're just going to take the caliper off of the bracket. We're going to take out these two 13mm slide pin bolts. So sometimes, if you can see it, the slide pin is spinning with the bolt. You have to grab it with a wrench or a set of pliers, but that's a good thing. That means your slide pins aren't seized up. Just grab some pliers or a wrench. I like to just use pliers because if it's spinning, it's not hard to hold. And then pop that off. And then do the same to the top. Won't take much before it's able to spin freely. You can just get it off by finger. So boom, that's out. So we're going to take our pry bar or big ass screwdriver. Pop that caliper off, hang it out of the way. Get these old pads out of the way. Those are getting pretty low. I saw they were getting bad when we went to Florida, so I wanted to change them before winter. I'm going to pop this hardware off. Then we'll take our wire brush and just try and clean up this caliper bracket so that we know that new hardware sits nice and flat. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're never going to get all the rust off. You just want your hardware to sit as flat as possible, so that your pads can move freely, and also so your hardware isn't cocked and contacting the rotor. So we'll get our new hardware in. Seems to sit pretty good. Boom. And then we'll get our new pads on this vehicle. There's a difference between the outboard and the inboard. You can tell the outboard has these two rivets in it, but the easy giveaway is the inboard has the squeaker on it right here. So that one goes to the inside. Boom. Those are in. Now we're going to compress our caliper. So I like to take an old pad, set it in there. I use my caliper compressor. That's compressed. Now all we gotta do is reassemble it as soon as we inspect our slide pins, which we know they're already spinning freely. So we'll clean up any gunk off of them if there is any. Get some new fresh grease. Coat them in some grease. Spin them. Push them in and out. Good. See how this one's sitting flat? This one's sticking out? I mean, there's a little bit of air in there. So I can take my finger or like a mini screwdriver, push this boot, and then push the caliper in, or push the pin in. Usually it will release all that air and allow it to stay in more. Get our slide pin bolts back in and started. I like to spin these in by hand as much as possible, because they usually turn in pretty easily. Just spin them in as far as you can by hand, makes it less work with the ratchet. I'm going to go ahead and tighten them down. Oh, the slide pin moved, so I want to make sure they're nice and tight. I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to hold this slide pin free while I tighten. And that's all there is to it. Always make sure that you pump your brake pedal about 3/4, halfway pump, something like that. Not all the way, you don't want to blow brake line. Just pump it up. Bring these pistons back out before you try and move the vehicle. Otherwise you will not have much brakes. Make sure you torque your lug nuts. And if you like my video, subscribe, like. Thanks guys.